My spouse was standing before the mirror, putting the finishing touches on her appearance for an evening out with someone else. When I asked her what she thought she was doing, she turned, looked me straight in the eye and said, "Just deal with it. My name is Daniel Brooks. I'm 40 years old and work as a financial advisor. I've always considered myself even-tempered, devoted, and firmly convinced that mutual respect is the foundation any marriage is built on. My wife, Vanessa Brooks, is 38. She's self-assured, independent, and lately she'd grown noticeably cold ever since she started a new job. Eric Lawson, 41, was one of her colleagues. Magnetic, accomplished, and someone who'd grown far too close to her for comfort. For 12 years I was certain Vanessa and I could work through anything together. We'd made it through money troubles, endless work hours, and every ordinary hardship a marriage tends to bring. Or so I thought. In the months leading up to that night, something had shifted. Vanessa began staying late at the office more frequently. She was constantly texting, grinning down at her phone, and oddly guarded the second I entered a room. Every time I asked whether something was wrong, her answer never changed. "You're making things up in your head." Then one Friday, I got home a bit earlier than I normally would. Music was drifting down from upstairs. I climbed the stairs into our bedroom and found dresses scattered across the bed. Vanessa was standing at the mirror, putting on the last of her makeup. She looked startled when she noticed me. "I didn't expect you back so soon," she said. I gave a small smile. "Heading out somewhere?" She hesitated before finally answering. "I'm having dinner with Eric." "I know you've talked about him before," I said, nodding. She met my eyes in the mirror's reflection. "It's a date." For a second I assumed she was messing with me. Then I caught the seriousness in her expression. I let out a nervous laugh. "You're kidding, right?" "I'm completely serious." The bedroom seemed to shrink around me. I looked at her, waiting for her to explain herself. Instead, she calmly grabbed her handbag. "I haven't been happy in a long time," she said. The only thing I could think to ask was, "So this is you ending our marriage?" She lifted her shoulders in a shrug. "I don't know yet. I just want to see what happens." I couldn't process what I was hearing. "You actually expect me to sit here while you go out with another man?" She let out a sigh, as though I was the one being unreasonable. "Daniel, just deal with it." Those 3 words rearranged everything I thought I knew. I looked at this woman I had loved for more than a decade, and in that moment she felt like someone I'd never met. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't plead with her. I walked straight into my study and quietly threw a few things into an overnight bag. When I came back down, she looked baffled. "Where do you think you're going?" I picked my keys up off the counter. "You said to deal with your decision." "That's exactly what I'm doing." She nodded slowly. "I did say that." Her face softened. "Daniel, that's not what I meant by it." "Maybe not," I said. "But I'm not going to stay married to someone who expects me to act like this is fine." She tried to stop me at the door. "Can we at least talk when I get back?" I shook my head. "If you're really going through with this date, then you've already made your choice." Without saying anything else, I walked out and shut the door behind me. I spent that weekend at my older brother's place. Late Saturday night, my phone started buzzing nonstop with texts and missed calls. "Please come home. We have to talk." "I honestly didn't think you'd leave." I didn't respond to any of it. Monday morning, Vanessa showed up at my office looking completely worn down. "I never actually went to meet Eric," she said. I stayed silent, letting her continue. "I sat in the parking lot for almost an hour. I couldn't go through with it." She brushed away a tear. "The second you walked out that door, it hit me just how selfish I'd been." I listened without cutting her off. I wanted to feel wanted again. I wanted someone to notice me. But instead of coming to you about it, I tried to make you swallow something no husband should ever have to accept. I nodded. "Why didn't you just tell me you weren't happy?" "I convinced myself you'd never change." "So you thought causing me pain was the solution?" She dropped her gaze. "No. It was the single worst choice I've ever made." Over the following weeks, we started going to couples counseling. It wasn't because I trusted her fully again, not yet. but because, unlike so many stories like this one, she never actually followed through with the date. She turned back before ever meeting Eric and told me everything. Rebuilding what we'd lost wasn't quick or simple. It took months of honest, uncomfortable conversations, real changes in behavior, and apologies that didn't come easily. Almost a year later, one evening over dinner, Vanessa looked up at me and said quietly, "Thank you for not settling for less than you deserved. Looking back now, I understand something I didn't before. A marriage doesn't survive by staying silent or by pretending that hurtful choices are somehow okay. It survives when both people are ready to face the truth before it's too late." The night Vanessa told me to just deal with it, she assumed I'd choose comfort over my own self-respect. Instead, my choice to walk away became the wake-up call we both needed. Sometimes fighting for a marriage means refusing to accept the very thing that would have destroyed it.